Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you Game 1 in a series between Infi versus Hawk. Game 1 taking place here on Nomad Isle. Gonna go ahead and speed things up in this human versus human mirror match, as Hawk spawns as the blue human player here at the 10 o'clock position. Meanwhile, a hop, skip, and a jump away, we have Infi spawning as the red human. Now, it looks like it will be an Archmage versus Archmage matchup. No big surprise there, and as I went past the 2-minute mark, for those of you guys who are wondering, it's currently 2 minutes 25 seconds, and we are seeing a lot of militia creeping by both sides. Down over here, both of them are going to be clearing out these mercenary camps, and the mercenary camps are very effective in the human versus human mirror match because of these Troll Shadow Priests. The Troll Shadow Priests and their ability to abolish magic and take down water elementals has a profound lasting impact on the game, because not only do you remove a very difficult unit, you also gain a good amount of experience. Infi, however, running over with one footman, taking a good bit of damage, but will be able to return back home. Meanwhile, you can see Infi still creeping out a rather easy green creep camp there. Abolish magic by both players is on the table. Now, we should be taking the tier 2 momentarily by both of these sides, as I think both of these players want to get to tier 2 in order to establish up the faster casters. However, it does look like Infi may be going for a fast militia creep camp clear of this goblin gold mine of this gold mine here. Now, what are we going to be seeing next? A footman has been able to scout out, and oh, this could be extremely bad news. That footman down to 10 hit points and does barely survive. Meanwhile, coming back around, we see a ring of protection, and a giant wolf is dealing a fair bit of damage. As you can see, the Troll Shadow Priest having a little bit of a hard time. All right, water elemental. All right, are we going to see the abolish magic? There's one abolish magic. There's a second abolish magic as the Archmage gets to level 3. Level 3 water elemental does mean additional abolish magics in order to take down the units, as we now see Hawk come in and take down a peasant for level 3 as well. Very impressive play by both sides. We are taking the tier 2 by Hawk. Infi losing a couple of peasants, deciding to retrain them, and still wants to go for that expansion. Hawk is actually going to come out slightly ahead here with the faster attack, as long as his opponent Infi doesn't set up that expansion. Now here is the question: can Hawk delay Infi's expansion long enough to really get that technological advantage? Infi, however, losing, it looks like both sides going to be losing water elementals. The Hawk's water elemental down to 48 hit points. Oh, does it get denied? I don't think so. Or actually, maybe, as Infi is able to now pull back all those units. So far, though, Hawk fighting away from home is going to have a very profound impact on the hit points of those footmen. He needs to get an arcane vault up and running, and then use that scroll of regeneration. Meanwhile, Infi is taking this time to set up his expansion here. You can see the expansion already being built by 4 peasants at the same time, and you're going to see that scout tower upgrade to an arcane tower momentarily. Footman now retreating all the way back. All right, clarity potion being used. Also, scroll of healing or scroll of regeneration being used as well. Both sides, where all these units are going to heal rather quickly. And the question is going to be whether or not the Archmage is going to try and pressure at this point. Infi is going to finish up this town hall without a problem. Meanwhile, the keep has yet to finish upgrading. No casters means that Hawk does not truly have an advantage unless he pushes forward and grabs a tavern hero. Right now, he doesn't have any clear advantage over his opponent, and in fact, his opponent doesn't have any clear advantage over him either, unless this expansion gets taken down. If Infi loses this expansion before it starts to pay for it itself, that is going to be a very big problem. All right, let's take a look at this. Arcane Tower taking a fair bit of damage. It looks like, yes, the tower will get taken down. Double water elementals all the way. As you see, there are no more troll berserkers. Oh, actually, one troll berserker back over there. It is low on hit points, though, as double troll shadow priests are now coming back. All right, a new troll shadow priest coming in here. This could be very bad news, but no, it's going to be able to sneak away. And I think Hawk really missed an opportunity to try and slow down Infi. Infi is now going to be able to come forward, use all these militia, be able to push back all of these units here. The footmen, yes, they do have defend, so they are going to be stronger against the troll berserkers that Infi did invest very heavily in. On top of that, the water elementals will be taking more damage, but you can see that the arcane sanctums are nowhere near done. It's going to be quite some time before we have any casters, and with no casters on the table, Infi can just sit back, relax, use the economic advantage for the mercenary camp, and then eventually start teching to tier 2. Now, the problem is whether or not Hawk is going to deal enough damage here. The research into defend is going to really prolong this push, and using these Troll Shadow Priests does have a very, very good impact as well. Meanwhile, you can see, oh, poor Hawk is now taking a lot of damage on his Archmage. No more mana on the Archmage whatsoever, but he does take down the Arcane Tower. Arcane Tower, however, is easily rebuilt, and now the problem is going to be whether or not this Mountain King can swing enough damage. Alright, Scroll of Regeneration quickly being used. That Mountain King can easily stun a footman and then swing back things the right way. Oh, Hawk runs forward with the wrong footman first, and that is now going to be a severe problem. All right, Scout Tower has been completed. Mountain King is in position. Are we going to perhaps see a Stormbolt? And we need to see lots of Stormbolts here in order for things to go well. Archmage now gets to level 4. Archmage of Hawk is still far behind as the Mountain King now trying to pull back. All right, easy towers ripe for the picking. Are they going to get taken down? No, they're not, as the militia now comes forth again. Mountain King perhaps wondering if he should have gotten Thunderclap first, as we do have priests now adding into this army. 2 priests in addition to the Troll Shadow Priest here. Archmage is only sitting at level 3 though, so you do not have that level 2 brilliance. Alright, Mountain King may be in a little bit of trouble. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? No Stormbolt that I saw. But no, the Mountain King did Stormbolt, but I don't know if he took out any units there. As you see, the Water Elementals still trying to engage. 2 very low hit point Water Elementals. There goes another Stormbolt down. Infi's Water Elemental down to 65 hit points, but is still alive. This is really strange that this is just not being focused down by the Archmage. Archmage could easily take it down. Mountain King could have Stormbolted the Water Elemental and gotten the experience a long time ago. Instead, going for the Troll Berserker. Troll Berserker, 5-second stun. It gets taken down. And meanwhile, we also see, oh, a beautiful denial there as the casters do arrive. All right, in addition to the heal, we now finally have slow on the table, and Hawk is finally using that tech advantage that he needed so long ago. The problem is now Infi has a good number of towers at this expansion and also has a hero advantage with a level 4 Archmage over a level 3 Archmage and a level 2 Mountain King. Also, if you take a look at the items on that Archmage, the Claws of Attack +6 and +9, pretty much giving that Archmage a 50% damage bonus at this point, making his auto attack a very large threat. I don't know if Hawk realized how much damage that was actually doing, and now we see the Mountain King looking to do what he can to get to level 3. If he does get to level 3, that means that level 2 Stormbolt will be that much stronger. Level 2 Stormbolt deals a fair amount of damage. Mountain King could easily get to level 3 here if the Archmage does back off. Yes, the Archmage now looking to back off here. Mountain King is going to get to level 3, but an Archmage with the Staff of Teleportation and is also invisible, going to come in, takes down a unit there, and now dropping in. Oh, that's going to be a big problem. As you can see, the Scout Tower is not getting upgraded. Spellbreaker now coming in, and the Archmage may have a bit of a problem here. All right, it is currently slowed. There is a Stormbolt, and now the Mountain King needs to kind of get in front. Oh, this could be a huge problem. Down to 17. Wow. All right, one big miss coming in from that Mountain King, and there it goes. Infi dodges a huge bullet and almost gets taken out there. That would have been a huge setback. Hawk pretty much let that slip away from him. Random number generator. All we needed was 18 more damage, and he was able to escape. Let's take a look at this Infi with a handful of towers sitting at his expansion, and now we see that the Archmage is really rushing in here. The big problem will be that the Archmage can no longer gain any more experience. Meanwhile, the Archmage here and the Mountain King can gain a lot of experience. Level 3 on that Mountain King. Water Elemental now comes in, and what is going to be happening? The Zeppelin is completely full, and are we going to perhaps get a little bit of free experience once more? Down goes 2 more footmen, and Infi starting to really lose a little bit of ground here, as we already see Hawk now setting up an expansion of his own. We are now pushing forward here. Arcane Vault taking a bit of damage. That means no more Spellbreakers, which is a very big deal at this point. No Spellbreakers means that in Spellbreakers War, whoever has more Spellbreakers ends up winning, especially with slow on the table. Spellbreakers quickly rushing on into here, deciding to run back now. Does not want to engage. Meanwhile, back here, Infi is still sitting on 4 guard towers and able to defend. Water Elementals, Spellbreakers, Priests, Sorceress, all pulling back. You can see the Goblin Zeppelin is ready to unload. It is slowed, and this may be a problem. Alright, Zeppelin now going to be taking some damage. There you have it. Water Elemental now quickly being unloaded as well. Archmage taking some early damage and now trying to be forced to pull back here. And are we going to see the army come back in time? Priests are there, Archmage is there, and this may be a problem. All right, Zeppelin being forced to pick everything back up. There it goes. And are we going to perhaps see the Troll Berserker get taken down? All right, Zeppelin still taking a bit of damage. Are we going to see, the Berserker gets taken out, the Footman gets taken down, and Hawk able to hold on to his expansion and then some, dealing a fair bit of damage. Mountain King, Archmage, as the Zeppelin picks up the Archmage, making sure that that Mountain King gains all the experience. Zeppelin still flying overhead, being forced to retreat once more. There is a bit of Dispel magic once again. And is that Mountain King getting close to 5 or 4? Yes, it is. So is that Archmage. Both of them getting closer to that next level. And this may turn into a bit of a hero race from both sides. Infi does have a much stronger expansion right now with those 4 guard towers, and it looks like Infi realizes that he cannot really put pressure on his opponent because of the number of casters. You can see all that's really happening is that the water elementals are giving free experience to their opponent. You can see another water elemental getting taken down there. And now that Mountain King is sitting at level 4 and the Archmage is sitting at 5. That's a very big deal. Meanwhile, this is buying time for the Mountain King to try and get to a higher level once more. Dark Wizard gonna get taken down. Level 3 on that Mountain King, pretty much right around the corner. If it does come into play, let's see, Mountain King, once it takes on the Black Drake, should get to level 3. Yes, it does get to level 3 and has a Tome of Intelligence +2 left behind. Very, very big item being left behind there. Meanwhile, the Dark Wizard taking a lot of damage from the Spellbreakers. You can see the Mountain King is still right here. Alright, is the Drake gonna get taken down? Yes, it will. There it goes. And there is a Tome of Intelligence +2. It looks like Hawk likes to read those books, or I hope he does. Come on, it's right there. Oh, good gosh. Sorry, I still don't, it was sitting right there. It was right there and right there. 2 Tomes of Intelligence +2s. Apparently both players do not want more mana on their Mountain Kings. 270 mana? Yeah, that's plenty. Who wants 300 mana? Alright, Mountain King sitting at level 4, now making their way in. Arcane Vault going after the units. Gonna take them down fairly fast here. As you can see, the Arcane Vault taking a bit of damage and will fall. Meanwhile, Spellbreaker production will come to a halt, and the question is going to be who has the larger standing army. 74 over 84 compared to 76 over 78. Both of them having similar sized army. Mountain King quickly getting Stormbolted, and that is a big issue. The Mountain King losing a lot of mana. There's a Stormbolt going back the other way. We could have a Potion of Invulnerability used. Yes, there's one by Infi, one by Hawk, and this is pretty much a mirror match in every sense of the word. Mountain King trying to get a Stormbolt, takes down another Priest. There is a beautiful Thunderclap in a sea of units right there, as the Mountain King still has another Potion of Invulnerability. Hawk's Potion of Invulnerability for 15 seconds, making a very, very big play as the Mountain King now trying to get away, gets to level 5, And now level 5 Mountain King. Is he going to go after the Archmage? He may get a Stormbolt here if he is right on. And oh, what is that? A Scroll of Restoration. Mountain King loses some mana, uses a Potion of Invulnerability again, and he has 7 seconds to gain 15 more mana. The big question is, will it be in time? No, it does not. The Archmage will be able to escape. Both sides losing a lot of units. Let's take a look at the supply count. 67 over 96 compared to 67 over 84. The game is still fairly even at this point, as there is still no clear winner. Advantage, who will it go to? Infi having a level 5 Archmage and a level 4 Mountain King. I believe the levels are pretty much identical. No, level 5 Mountain King for Hawk, with also a potion of mana. I think that was one of those instances where if the Tome of Intelligence +2 was used, that would have been enough mana to Stormbolt Infi's Archmage, just enough by Hawk to really tip the battle. And one of those instances where a Tome of Intelligence would have really made a significant difference. And I'm sure Hawk, if he ever watches my replays, I'm pretty sure he doesn't, would say, you know what, Crota's right. Anyways, let's go ahead and break it down once more. Infi gonna lose his Arcane Vault for the 3rd time in this game. That's gonna be a very, very big deal. Mountain King needs to back off again. Where are they gonna land? There they are. And are we gonna see a Stormbolt? Yes, Stormbolt on the Hawk's unit already. And the Mountain King needs to get away. There is a bunch of Dispel Magic. There's a Stormbolt again. Mana burn coming in from the Fell Beast right there, as everyone's still fighting. Mountain King still has plenty of mana. Mountain King could try to go for another Stormbolt again. Is it going to be able to go for it? That is the big question, and it really feels like Hawk is kind of throwing this game away. He's fighting in positions where he really shouldn't be fighting. There goes another Stormbolt onto the Mountain King. Mountain King could have tried to use what's it called, a Potion of Invulnerability right there to kind of dodge it, but decides against it once more. Mountain King still has a good amount of mana. Both sides still trying to get into position there. There goes a Stormbolt. There's the Potion of Invulnerability dodge that I was waiting for earlier, coming in from Infi, and now Hawk is still going to have to try to do it again. Hawk getting Stormbolted. Oh, he uses a Scroll of Healing and a Potion of Invulnerability just in time. And there's another Scroll of Healing. Infi's Mountain King may get taken down. This is going to be close. There's the Thunderclap. There is the Scroll of Town Portal. And Agranar the Mighty, Infi's Mountain King, taken down at level 5. Very, very big play right there. Mountain King at level 5, very expensive unit to resurrect. It takes a lot of time, or it takes a lot of gold. Infi deciding that gold is not as important to him. He needs to get that Mountain King back out on the field. Nothing that a Clarity Potion, Brilliance Aura, and a Priest cannot make up the difference quickly. Priest or Spellbreakers quickly looking to see if they can catch the Mountain King while it gets resurrected. No such luck. And this Mountain King really needs to get healed back up. Spellbreakers of Hawk not upgraded at all. Infi's Spellbreakers upgraded at 2-2. Infi Spellbreakers significantly stronger, and that is primarily the reason why Hawk has been losing those engagements, even though he's been out-microing his opponent. He's really been landing a lot more attacks, I would say, but things still not going well for him, as we now see another attack come into play. All right, gold mines, starting gold mines nearly mined out, as we're looking at the Spellbreakers attempting to clear out the Arcane Vault for the 5th time. Meanwhile, you see Hawk actually losing his Town Hall, and this is going to be a very big deal. The expansions are the only source of gold now, and I think Hawk may end up ruining his chances and by just trying to take down the main base. The main base is pretty much not going to be doing any mining whatsoever. Staff of Teleportation. Oh, or Scroll of, not a Staff of Teleportation, that was just mass teleport straight up, landing on all the units. All right, Archmage is there. What's happening? Archmage of Hawk now gets to level 6. Both sides fighting. As you can see, a Staff of Teleportation. Is he going to be able to get out? No. Stormbolt comes into play. He had to have known that that would have been a problem, as the Mountain King should have Stormbolted first. However, no mana means no real escape possible for this Archmage. This is going to be a bad fight, and Hawk looks like he's going to end up losing this game. He is committed to this fight, and with the additional Spellbreakers, oh, are we going to see another Stormbolt? No, no Stormbolt there. But let's take a look at the supply. 75 over 96 compared to 54 over 72. Hawk's days are pretty much numbered as mass teleportation comes back to and attempting to clear out the remains of this expansion. Mountain King, sitting at level 5, has a fair amount of mana. Stormbolt comes into play. There is, oh, is it invisible? Oh, it is invisible, but a Sentry Ward coming in from Infi gives him the kill. There's the GG. Infi taking game number 1. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.